Hey, what's good YouTube? It's Yamisten here, back again with another video. This time I'll be reviewing the Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn. This is episode 2 of After the Hype. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, I've had this pad for about 2 months now. I've been daily driving it, only exclusively using this pad, and I'm ready to give my thoughts on it after 2 months of use. So let's get started. First, let's talk about the quality of the pad. And Lethal Gaming Gear actually has uh, gotten far in terms of how high quality their pads have been. Like I remember the first Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn with a different logo. It was good, but the stitching wasn't on point yet. Like there were a lot of fraying issues and stuff like that. And for a $50 mouse pad, that kind of rub people the wrong way. So I'm glad to say that after years of iterating on it, Lethal Gaming Gear has finally made a really high quality pad. Like the Saturn Pro, as you can see here, has out of the box no fraying at all. Even after 2 months of use, I don't even see any fraying on the edges and the stitching. The Poron base that they use. This is Japanese Poron still, but it's rebranded to be called Slim Flex. So if you guys ever hear Slim Flex, that's basically still just Japanese Poron. Okay, so very high quality base. I have the soft XL version here, and sticking to my desk has been no issue at all. Okay, next let's talk about the performance of the pad. So this is what I'd call a traditional control pad. Like as you can see, like even with four corner dot skates, like the mouse just glides easily, but it's not so fast compared to something like the EMC that I have right here. Like the EMC, like I will say, like even though it's still considered a control pad, the static friction on this pad is extremely low, especially compared to the Saturn Pro. Like a lot of people have been comparing the EMC and the Saturn Pro, and they've been saying like the Saturn Pro and the EMC basically feels the same, but I beg to differ on that in that case because for me the Saturn Pro has a higher static friction, like a more controlled feeling. So that means when you're trying to start the motion of your mouse on the pad, like there's higher friction, so you can feel more of the skate and the surface grinding, or like being on top of one another, so it creates friction like that, as compared to the EMC, wherein starting the movement is a lot easier. So micro adjusting feels a lot faster on the EMC, especially compared to the Saturn Pro in that regard. When it comes to dynamic friction, or when you're already starting the motion and the friction that you feel, they feel basically the same. They feel identical. So stopping power is basically the same. So in my opinion, like if you're looking for a pad that's more of a traditional control pad, I'd say the Saturn Pro is the best bet. But if you're looking for something like that wherein you can do quick micro adjustments and still have the control when you're doing big flicks or big swipes, I'd suggest going with the EMC. But the Saturn Pro is my first like traditional control pad that isn't exactly a mud pad, like compared to the Jupiter Pro, like from Lethal Gaming Gear also. Like the Saturn Pro is faster. Like I use it also for like tracking heavy games like Marvel Rivals that recently came out. Like I've been using this pad and I don't have any complaints. Like it doesn't feel too slow. Like it wouldn't be my first recommendation. Like for that, if you want something that's good for TAC FPS and good for tracking heavy games, I'd suggest a more balanced control pad, like something like the Artisan Zero, or maybe even like the Aqua Control Pro from X-Ray Pad, the non-neon version, so that it's fast enough, but it's not too fast that it feels uncontrollable in TAC FPS. But if you're a TAC FPS player, like you play a lot of Valorant or a lot of Counter Strike, this is a great pad to have. Like I'd say, like this is my number one recommendation if people were looking for a good control pad that isn't a mat pad. Like you still want to be able to do fast flicks and stuff like that. So yeah, the Saturn Pro, really good pad. As for the texture of the mouse pad, like it's just a typical cloth pad, like with no coating on top. Like it doesn't feel abrasive. It's not as smooth as something like the Jupiter Pro, but it's also not abrasive. So it's basically just like a normal cloth pad. So it doesn't really irritate my wrist. So yeah. So that's it for this review. As you can see, I finally have the Skyrox V8. Can finally review it after waiting for it to be in stock for so long. But the video will probably coming out after 2 weeks because I'll be reviewing first the OP1AK for episode 3 of After the Hype. So yeah, so that's it for this review. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe and comment down below if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.